Golden FM 97.5.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the Golden Sunrise National and World News. In the headlines, President Tinubu congratulates Governor Soludo on re-election. NUJ Bayelsa honors Governor Diri at 2025 Press Week. Police inspector arrested for brutalizing his children in Bayelsa. On the foreign scene, BBC Director General resigns over President Trump documentary. MPFL fines Casino United 9 million naira over fans' assault of Barrow players. Details coming up shortly. Many thanks for joining us on the Golden Sunrise National and World News. I am Moye Steving, and now the details. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Governor Chukwuma Soludo on his re-election as governor of Anambra State following Saturday's poll. In a statement personally signed by him, President Tinubu described Governor Soludo's re-election as a testament to his visionary leadership and the significant progress recorded under his administration. President Tinubu also commended Professor Josh Amopita, the new INEC chairman, and his team for conducting what he described as a credible election based on reports received so far. Professor Omorige Edoba, the state returning officer and vice chancellor of the University of Benin, declared Governor Soludo as the winner of the exercise after the collation of results from the local government areas of the state where the election was held. Governor Soludo, the candidate of AFGA, secured 422,664 votes to defeat his closest rival, Mr. Nicholas Ukachukwu of the APC, who polled 99,445 votes. Mr. Paul Chukwuma of YPP came third with 37,753 votes, while Mr. John Nwosu of the ADC scored 8,208 votes. Mr. George Moghalu of the Labour Party and Mr. Jude Ezenwafo of the PDP polled 10,576 votes and 1,401 votes. The Nigeria Governors Forum (NGF) has congratulated Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State on his victory in Saturday's governorship election. In a statement on Sunday, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, NGF chairman and governor of Kwara State, said the margin of Governor Soludo's victory showed the people's trust in his leadership and programs. The NGF also congratulated the people of Anambra State and other stakeholders for the peaceful and orderly conduct of the election. Meanwhile, the African Democratic Congress ADC has accused Governor Soludo and his party of engaging in widespread vote buying and criticized the alleged silence of security agencies and electoral officials. A statement by Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, ADC spokesperson, said Nigerians should be worried about the future of democracy if INEC conducts the 2027 general election in a similar manner. In the same vein, Mr. John Nwosu, the ADC candidate, and Mr. George Moghalu of Labour Party have rejected the outcome of the poll, describing it as a subversion of the people's will. The House of Representatives is calling for the creation of single national data system and stronger support for homegrown technology to drive Nigeria's development. Honorable Ahmed Muni, chairman of the House Committee on Trade and Investment, made the call at a policy dialogue in Abuja, warning that Nigeria's scattered data systems are slow in effective governance and economic growth. He said Nigeria must stop depending on imported digital models and instead build solutions that reflect local realities. The lawmaker stressed that every citizen's information should be captured under one central database to make planning and budgeting more efficient. The Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, is asking government officials to stop using the no work, no pay policy as a tool to threaten workers. Comrade Peters Adeyemi, General Secretary of the Union, made the appeal in a statement issued in Abuja on Sunday. Comrade Adeyemi said government representatives often misuse the policy to silence workers who are exercising their rights to protest poor conditions. It described the repeated threats to enforce the rule as unfair and against the principles of good labor relations. Comrade Adeyemi called on the government to build trust through dialogue, respect, and fulfillment of agreements. noting that true industrial peace cannot be achieved through threats or intimidation. The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has dismissed allegations of a Christian genocide in Nigeria, describing them as false, dangerous, and politically motivated. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja on Sunday, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, the Council's Secretary General, said the claims being circulated by some Western media and political figures were part of a coordinated campaign to destabilize Nigeria. According to him, the violence in parts of the country was driven by criminality, poverty, and climate-induced migration, not religious persecution. The council's secretary accused some Nigerian separatist groups, foreign lobbyists, and U.S. politicians of exploiting Nigeria's insecurity for personal or political gain. He added that Muslims and Christians must stand together against terrorism and criminality. The United Kingdom has warned its citizens against traveling to several parts of Nigeria due to growing insecurity, terrorism, and violent crimes. In a fresh travel advisory issued by the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, the UK said insecurity is spreading across all regions of Nigeria with frequent incidents of kidnapping, armed robbery, and intercommunal clashes. The advisory published on the British government's website urged nationals to review their safety plans and avoid areas prone to attacks. It listed Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, Gombe, Katsina, and Zamfara states as high-risk zones where terrorist groups such as Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa province remain active. The UK also cautioned against all but essential travel to states including Kaduna, Kano, Niger, Kogi, Plateau, and Taraba, and parts of Abuja, noting that violent crimes have extended from the outskirts to central parts of the capital. In the southeast and south-south, the advisory warned against visiting riverine areas in Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states due to militant and criminal activities targeting oil and gas facilities. Police in Ondo State have uncovered a sex trafficking network that lured young women with fake job offers and social media content deals. 15 victims were rescued during the raid carried out by the Command Special Weapons and Tactics Unit in Akure. Police operators arrested one Jayola Joshua and two others believed to be key members of the syndicate, which reportedly brought victims from different parts of the country with false promises of domestic work and overseas opportunities. Investigations revealed that upon arrival in Akure, the victims aged 20 to 26 were kept in an apartment at Alagbaka, where they were allegedly forced in producing nude photos, videos under the guise of creating relationship content for social media. The apartment used for the illicit activities was said to be have been rented solely for the operation. Mr. Adebowale Lowell, the Commissioner of Police, has ordered the arrest of the landlords for questioning as investigations continue. The police also urged parents to verify job offers before allowing their children to travel and called on residents to report suspicious activities that could help security agencies prevent similar crimes. You're listening to the Golden Sunrise National and World News on 97.5 Golden FM. Still to come, more news. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still listening to the Golden Sunrise National and World News on 97.5 Golden FM. And now for the rest of the bulletin. Governor Doye Diri of Bayelsa State has been honored by the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Bayelsa State Council, for his outstanding contributions to infrastructural and socio-economic development in the state. The award was presented during the closing ceremony of the 2025 NUJ Press Week in Yenagoa, where the governor was recognized as an iconic achiever. The event, themed Media, Social Justice, and National Development, brought together journalists, policymakers, and media advocates to reflect on the role of the press in nation building. Represented by Dr. Kolawole Oredigwe, the Director General of Bayelsa Government New Media, Governor Diri expressed gratitude for the recognition and assured continued collaboration with the media to promote transparency, accountability, and inclusive governance. He described the award as a testament to visible progress across the state, citing road construction, improved health and educational facilities, and youth empowerment programs, such as the Prosperity Cup, as examples of the administration's impact. Earlier, Comrade Tonya Yemla, the Bayelsa NUJ chairman, commended the state government for its support of journalism and described the Press Week as a milestone event under the current leadership. He highlighted the successful hosting of the first Bayelsa Media Summit and reaffirmed the union's commitment to responsible and professional journalism. On his part, Professor Solomon Tamarabrakemi Ebobra, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Africa, Tororua, called on journalists to challenge all forms of social injustice in society. He urged journalists to see Press Week as more than a yearly ritual, emphasizing that journalists should avoid a mindset of victimhood and actively advocate for justice. In his lecture, Professor John Kalama, head of the Department of Political Science at the Federal University of Twoke, in a paper entitled Media, Social Justice and National Development, urged journalists to remain the moral conscience of society and champions of truth, ethics, and fairness. He emphasized that the media must continue to serve as a watchdog and partner in advancing good governance and national unity. The Bayelsa State government says it remains fully committed to developing its medical university into a world-class center for learning, research, and innovation. Senator Lawrence Arujakpo, the deputy governor, made this known while speaking at an event marking the first anniversary of Professor Dimia Ogoina, the vice-chancellor of Bayelsa Medical University in Yenagoa. Senator Arujakpo said the state administration is determined to uphold the vision of the institution's founder and former governor, Senator Seriki Dixon, to train quality medical professionals and boost healthcare delivery across Nigeria. He commended Senator Dixon for his foresight in establishing the university despite opposition and also praised the efforts of Professor Bitmitula Etebo, the pioneer vice-chancellor, and Professor Ogoina, his successor, for building a strong academic foundation for the institution. The deputy governor expressed confidence that the university's achievements in research and innovation will soon place Bayelsa on the global academic map. He urged staff, students, and stakeholders to continue supporting the administration's agenda to make the institution a global brand. In his remarks, Professor Ogoina, the Vice-Chancellor, highlighted progress made under his Aspire agenda, which focuses on academic excellence, sustainability, partnerships, innovation, research, and welfare. He noted that under his leadership, the university secured a £1.2 million research grant and established Nigeria's first university-based virtual reality and artificial intelligence mixed reality studio. Speaking earlier, Professor Tomori Oyewale, the chairman of the occasion, applauded successive governments in the state for not abandoning the dream of the pioneer civilian administration of late Chief Diepere Alamusia. The event also featured goodwill messages from key stakeholders and the unveiling of the BME Advances in Medicine and Health Sciences Journal, as well as 5 new digital applications developed by the institution. Residents of Agbura community in Yenagoa local government area, Bayelsa State, have taken matters into their own hands by constructing a multi-million naira shore embankment to protect their homes from persistent flooding. The community embarked on the project after years of appeals to both government agencies and multinational oil companies operating in the area failed to yield results. Speaking with newsmen, His Royal Highness E.N. Daufa, the paramount ruler of Agbura, said the people were left with no choice but to contribute their own resources to fight the yearly floods that destroy farmlands and property. He lamented that despite repeated visits and calls for help, neither government authorities nor the oil firm have shown commitment to the plight of the community. According to him, Agbura has remained one of the worst-hit communities in Yenagoa. Any ongoing self-funded embankment project, though incomplete, is a sign of the people's resilience and determination to protect their land. He again appealed to both the state government and the multinational oil company to assist the community in completing the project and ending the yearly hardship caused by flooding. There is growing anger in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, following the alleged brutalization of 3 children by their father, a police inspector. The officer, identified as Inspector Sunday Ide of the Anti-Cultism Unit in Igbogene, reportedly assaulted his children over claims that they were involved in witchcraft. Eyewitnesses say neighbors quickly alerted the state's security patrol team, known as Duapo, who rescued the children and took them to the hospital for treatment. Reacting to the incident, several gender-based rights groups, including the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, and the Women Against Gender-Based Violence Network condemned the act and called for justice. Dr. Boma Tony Miebai, chairman of FIDA Bayelsa State, said the organizations are pushing for charges of attempted murder and assault against the officer while expressing concern for the children's safety. Dr. Disa Wise Godihari, who leads the Women Against Gender-Based Violence group, commended the State Commissioner of Police, Francis Idu, for swiftly ordering the officer's arrest. She confirmed that the children are now in stable condition and appeals to the public to assist in their recovery. Meanwhile, Mr. Francis Idu, the police commissioner, confirmed the arrest of Inspector Ide and assured that a full investigation is underway. On the foreign scene, Mr. Tim Davie, the BBC's Director General, has resigned following a row over a documentary about President Donald Trump of the United States. Mr. Davie and Mrs. Deborah Turness, the BBC's head of news, stepped down after accusations that the Panorama program edited President Trump's speech in a misleading way. In a statement, Mr. Davie said the BBC must always be open, transparent, and accountable, and added that while the current debate around BBC News was not the only reason, he must take ultimate responsibility. His resignation comes a week after the Sunday Telegraph leaked an internal BBC memo raising concerns about the documentary. And in sports, the Nigeria Premier Football League board has fined Katsina United 9 million naira over several rule breaches during their match against Barao FC. The incident occurred on Saturday at the Muhammadu Diko Stadium in Katsina, where Barao FC player Nana Abraham was reportedly stabbed in the neck by a pitch invader in a match that ended in a 1-1 draw. In a Sunday ruling, the league board said Katsina United failed to control their supporters, who harassed Barao FC players and officials and threw objects onto the pitch, causing injuries. As part of the sanctions, Katsina United will play all future home matches behind closed doors at the stadium in Jos. That's the Golden Sunrise National and World News from 97.5 Golden FM Yenagoa. But before we go, here's a recap of our major stories. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Governor Chukwuma Soludo on re-election. NUJ Bayelsa State has honored Governor Doyedire at this year's Press Week. A police inspector in Bayelsa State has been arrested for brutalizing his children. On the foreign scene, BBC Director General has resigned over President Donald Trump's documentary. In sports, MPFL board has fined Katsina United 9 million naira over fans' assault of Barao players. Now, for news stories, comments, and observations, please send us an email at goldenfmyenagua@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok on 97.5 Golden FM Yenagoa. The news was edited by Bright Oppo. I am Moyes Stebbing. Good morning, and thanks for listening.
Golden FM 97.5.